I feel like we have been friends long enough at this point that you know I'm going to be honest. I don't like to cook. I don't like to experiment with new recipes. I don't like to hang out in the kitchen, make a mess, and get all hot. Truthfully, when I read a recipe, I don't know what a lot of the words even mean. I don't pretend to be a chef. I am usually on the verge of hanger before I realize, you need a meal, Kristi. My solution, meal prep. The problem is, I just can't get into a routine of doing it every single week. If I could, all of my answers to life's mysteries would be solved. When I do finally meal prep, my life just seems to run a lot smoother. I don't have to worry about blood sugar lows. All I've got to do is reheat and eat. My kind of meal prep, I like to keep it simple. Minimal ingredients, things you already have in your pantry or your cupboard, easy recipes, a few main dishes, side dishes, a dessert to get me through the week. That way, when I'm rushed, all I gotta do is just open the fridge. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Any other chat, I'll just tack it on at the end. I'm going to brown and season my ground beef for the week. Grass-fed is not necessary. Do what you can afford. I had found this one at Walmart on sale, and so I picked it up. I'm going to season the ground beef with Trader Joe's 21 seasoning salute and pink salt. If you're like us and you don't have a Trader Joe's near you, you can order this off of Amazon. I'm going to put that link down in the description box. It's one of those items that is a staple in this household. And speaking of household favorites, if you do not have a smasher, a smasher / spatula, you are missing out on one of life's cheapest convenient kitchen tools. It pulverizes your ground beef so you don't have to worry about any big chunks. So if you like little tiny pieces of ground beef, you need to pick up one of these. You can get them at Walmart and Target. Amazon literally has hundreds of them to choose from. I'll put one down in the description box for you. I'm going to let it cool, put it in a glass container, and stick it in the refrigerator. Now, when I'm ready to eat, bacon cheeseburger in a bowl, I will have that meal ready in 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to link that for you too. It's one of those easy meals that the entire family will love. I'm going to make a batch of seasoned pecans. This takes less than 10 minutes. I'm making pecans because this is the only nuts that I have in the house right now. This is the massive 2-pound bag. I get it at Sam's because buying these in bulk is cheaper, plus there's nothing else added to them. They're just pecans. In a bowl, go ahead and add 2 cups. Then you're going to want to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Give that a quick mix so that all of your pecans are coated. Here's where you have your endless possibilities. Go ahead and sprinkle on to your butter-coated pecans your favorite seasonings. You can use something sweet, you can use spicy, you can use something salty. Today, I'm going with Flavor God pizza seasoning. There's no set amount. It just depends on how well you want those pecans coated. I also like to add in a little bit of pink salt. Give that another mix until all of your pecans are coated with that seasoning. For easier cleanup, I added a piece of parchment paper to a baking sheet. I'm gonna spread the pecans on here in a single layer. I've already preheated my oven at 350 degrees. I'm gonna put the pecans in for 4 minutes. When my timer goes off, I'm gonna take them out, I'm gonna give them a quick toss, and I'm gonna put them back in the oven for another 4 to 5 minutes. Once out of the oven, I like to give them time to cool. Then I'll transfer them over to an airtight container. A little tip, go ahead and double, maybe triple this recipe. Your family's gonna fly through these pecans. The kids absolutely adore them. Let me know in the comments what flavoring you think I should use next. And if you wanna order any of the Flavor God seasonings, just remember I have that discount code. The link is in the description. And then type KRISTIDAVIS in at checkout. I just ordered several more. They were on sale, plus the discount came off, making them only $1 and some change. deviled eggs two ways. In my house, these are considered a side dish or a snack. I boiled my eggs. Yes, I'm old school. I still do it on the stove. Once they're done, I put them in an ice bath for 10 minutes. It just makes for easier peeling. I'm gonna make a batch of these plain because my youngest is exceptionally picky when it comes to egg salad and deviled eggs. All I'm gonna do is mix a little yellow mustard and Duke's mayonnaise. If you want to add any seasonings to the top, you can, but if I did, she would freak out. Now I'm gonna make a batch for the rest of the family. I call these loaded deviled eggs. In a bowl, I've already added my yolks, some Duke's mayonnaise, and just a little bit of mustard, not much. Now for the secret ingredient. Well, actually there's two. Flavor God Ranch seasoning. This is my third container. I add it to everything. Add as much or as little as you want. Then I'm gonna add in some shredded cheese, some chopped up pickles, and my second secret ingredient, a little bit of pickle juice. Mix that all up and you're pretty much done. I like to take Black Label Hormel fully cooked bacon that I get at Sam's Club, put a few pieces in the microwave to make it extra crispy, and then crumble that up on top of the loaded deviled eggs. Super simple, and now I have them on hand in the refrigerator whenever we need them. If I had to make them right before we sit down to eat a meal, then that's a 20-30 minute process. But now we're good to go. I love soup. It's one of those foods I could eat year round. I make a huge crock pot full at least every other week. My favorite is taco soup. It only takes a few ingredients and it gives me a chance to use my leftover rotisserie chicken from Sam's Club. This is what I'm putting in my taco soup, but you can use any variation of these ingredients. 32 ounces of broth. This is one that I got at Aldi. It's organic, jalapeno beef, no sugar, maltodextrin, a can of chunky rotel. You can use mild, you can use spicy, a can of diced tomatoes. This is one thing I never vary on. I always use the fire roasted. I feel like it gives it a little extra flavor. Speaking of flavor, if you like spicy, then you're going to want to try this. The deli sliced hot jalapeno peppers from Aldi. I put about half a jar of peppers and I put about half the jar of the juice. Once all of that's in the crock pot, add whatever seasonings you like. I like to add chili powder and then Flavor God Taco Tuesday. Use whatever meat you have left over. I had leftover rotisserie chicken. I took the rest of that and put it in my soup. If the entire family's here, I double this recipe, but for just me, this is plenty. I go ahead and give it a mix, put the lid on, then I cook this on high for about 4 hours. Then I'll turn it down to low and let it cook a few more. It gives it time to thicken up and for all of the ingredients to have those flavors incorporate. I always have a big bowl the night that I make this. Then I'll put the lid on, store the rest in the refrigerator. All I have to do is add a little bit of sour cream, some cheese, and reheat and eat. I found this Goodies chocolate cake mix on Amazon several months ago and I keep forgetting to make it. It looks simple enough. The nutritional facts are broke up into 12 servings. A serving size is 12 total carbs, but if you go by net carbs, it's only 1. It's sweetened with erythritol and stevia leaf. All the ingredients look spot on. It calls for eggs, melted butter or coconut oil, and vanilla extract. I went ahead and preheated my oven to 325. I'm going to combine all of my ingredients into a large bowl. I have decided to go with melted butter instead of coconut oil and the 3 eggs. 3 eggs is supposed to make it lighter and fluffier. I added in my vanilla extract and then I gave it all a quick mix until I got all the big lumps out. Instead of a cake, I decided to make these single serve and I'm using my silicone liners. When I ordered these from Amazon 3 or 4 years ago, it was a massive set. It's always linked down below in my favorites. Now into the oven. I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on these because the directions only gave a time frame for a cake. These stayed in the oven for exactly 25 minutes. I transferred them over to a wire rack so that they would have time to cool completely before storing them. These turned out perfect. I will store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator, then I'll warm one in the microwave when I'm ready to eat it. I do have one regret. I wish I would have added some Chalk Zero peanut butter chips to these. So just in case you weren't aware, there is an entire playlist dedicated to easy keto low carb meal prepping. I will link that for you everywhere, just in case you're looking for some ideas. Something new to throw into your weekly routine and you're wanting to keep it as basic as possible. I'm your girl. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Anything that I mentioned, recipes, products, some of my favorite items that helped me along my keto journey, or even copious amounts of discounts, everything will be down in the description box for you. And if you've not subscribed, remember, I'd love to have you over here as a part of my YouTube family. I'll see you all in the next video, and I hope you have an amazing week. Bye.